So kia ora, nisambula vinaka, namaste, assalamu alaikum, malolele, talofa, noya, and warm Pacific greetings. Welcome to our October webinar. And before I introduce our presenter, just a few housekeeping rules. In true Pacific style, our webinars are quite informal. So we welcome a good talanoa at the end of the presentation. We have a Facebook group page, a Twitter and a YouTube account, as well as a web page. I will post the details of this in our chat box, so do check them out. And this is where our recording will also be placed. We also have an exciting webinar coming up in November, and I'll post the details of this webinar on those social media platforms, and also send out a calendar invite. So if you're not part of our mailing group, please also get in touch with me either on Facebook or any of the other social media platforms, and sign up, and I'll add you to the mailing list. So there's a number of ways you can engage with the webinars. You can type any comments or questions that you may have in the chat box, and I will ask them on your behalf at the end of the presentation. But what we do encourage is that you unmute yourself and ask your question at the end of the presentation. Finally, I'm going to request that you keep your mic on mute for the duration of the presentation, and then you can unmute yourself when you need to ask questions. Now, I'd like to welcome our presenter for today's presentation, Associate Professor Wahab Ali. Dr. Wahab Ali is an award-winning academic consultant, instructional expert with over 30 years of experience in education and tertiary teaching. Wahab is the head of the Education Department in the School of Humanities and Arts at the University of Fiji. He has a Doctor of Philosophy degree in Teacher Education from the University of New England, and he's also the recipient of the Australian Leadership Award and has been a proficient scholar in educational leadership and administration. He's also the recipient of the Vice Chancellor's Teaching Excellence Award. His particular interest has highlighted the importance of creating technology-enhanced learning environments like the HyFlex modalities. He is an active researcher and has numerous publications in well-acclaimed peer-reviewed ranked journals, as well as book chapters. So welcome, Dr. Wahab Ali. It's great to have you here, and we look forward to your presentation.
Thank you. I hope I'm audible.
Yep, we can hear you and we can see your presentation as well.
Okay, that's great. There is a problem from my end. I've got two problems. Number one, my speakers are not playing up. I'm just able to hear a very low voice from that end. So at times when there is a question or something, I may ask you to repeat that so that I can hear you properly and then give my response. Secondly, I've just recovered from a fever, but I've still got cough with me. So do forgive me. At times I will be coughing in between and having my tea, but I will not spread this disease to you. So don't worry about it. Okay. So I hope everybody has a pleasant afternoon. My side it is afternoon now. So thank you for allowing me this opportunity to share my thoughts, my experiences with you. I'm very much indebted to Jalal for allowing me to do that. Thank you. Okay, moving on. This is the University of Fiji. For those of you who haven't seen it, it is in between Nadi and Lautoka. This is the main highway going over here. This side is Nadi, and as you approach the university and you go towards the right-hand side, you will reach Lautoka city. Now, this is in front is our main admin area, followed by lecture theater, and the education is at the back. UPSM, our medical school, is over here, and other schools are the other side over here with our library. So this is particularly what our university looks like for those who have not seen the university. Not very big one, not like FNU, but it's still we are able to provide a service to the people living on the western side of Viti Levu. And also we have got students, maritime students, and even students in Vanua Levu. I myself have got a cohort of education students in Vanua Levu whom we teach during using blended or HyFlex mode. Okay, so this is where University of Fiji is on Viti Levu. And where Fiji is, for those colleagues who may not know, we are about midway in between the equator and the South Pole, and close to Australia and New Zealand. So I hope people know where Fiji is, and if you haven't, do make a trip to Fiji. There's a beautiful place, and I'm sure you will enjoy your trip to Fiji. Now, this is where the university is at Lautoka. Just before Lautoka, this is Nandi. So this is Lautoka is very close to the university. It's about 7 kilometers only. Okay, UniFiji story. All of you are aware that during the lockdown period, there was all types of bans coming in, travel bans, campus closure was there. And they were people were in isolation, measures were forced, and university students and staff to adapt quickly to working and studying remotely. So this concept of working from home also was around that time. And I believe that is how we were able to get in touch with our students. Did bring with it its challenges too. Staff were provided online training to use in using the gadgets and in securing stable internet services. So staff support was there when we went online during the lockdown period. Students were also provided online support using Wahab. Wahab groups were really helping us to keep the students connected, and using other social media platforms like even Facebook and messengers, and all this we were able to use to get our students in touch with our students. So it was a very difficult time during the lockdown period. It became clear that society needed a flexible and resilient education system because we had taken things for granted, and we thought that it would be normal and just as it was happening, and it will be just like that. We had never anticipated this type of problem would be around. And then what happened that while we were doing teaching from home, we started implementing Top Hat. Now, Top Hat is a software that is sort of a learning platform. It has got everything in it, and we were able to get this from Canada. This is some company in Canada. We had to pay. It was Toronto-based. Top Hat offers the highest education teaching apps comprising of Top Hat textbooks. Right, inbuilt textbooks are over there, and you can put in your weekly folders over there. Your folders will have all your lectures, your discussions, your tutorials, and everything will be over there. And also, it records your attendance and participation. And so, you students are given marks. For example, we decided, okay, let's give 15 marks. We wanted to engage our students. So, in Top Hat, this is all recorded. It is done automatically. When a student types in the discussion, you have given a discussion question. when he types in the response, he gets the marks for it. Top Hat has great book. It updates the grades. Students are able to see at home how many lectures they have attended, what is the marks over there, how many discussion forums they have attended, and the marks they have got over there are all displayed over there. It's easy to monitor the progress of the students and follow up and provide the guidance. Initially, when Top Hat started up, it had a virtual classroom in it. But later on, that virtual classroom was removed, and we are using it with Google Meet. But still, we are using Top Hat. Right, so if, for example, our Top Hat page, Vandana Nath entered the waiting room. Should I admit her?
I'll take care of all of that, Wahab. You just...
Okay, thank you. Okay, implementing Top Hat, you can see over here, this is how the cover page or the front page will look like, where you have all your folders for week 1, week 2, and the folders will have your lecture, your project outline, or whatever notes you have put it over here, and also a recorded version of your lecture will be over there, and the lecture link will be provided. So this is a Top Hat that we use, and I still using it now, and students are finding it very interesting. And they can also visit your recorded lecture that will be on Top Hat, and they will be able to see you presenting, and the lecture will be, notes will also be over there. Adopting the HyFlex modality, as the COVID-19 restrictions eased, students were allowed limited access to the university campus. There were many restrictions by the health department that only those who had the shots would be allowed, right? Who did not get the shots would not be allowed. So students had to be fully vaccinated to enter the university premises. This led to the adoption of the HyFlex modality, because there were some students who didn't have the injections, and you know, at the time the government was very strict. And even for teachers, there was no job policy that time. HyFlex combines the term hybrid and flexible modes of learning. And hybrid learning refers to learning that integrates complementary face-to-face, synchronous and asynchronous, both are over there, and it's flexible. Right, so it's up to the students how they want to enter the attend the class. They can do it, number one, be in the class, or they can synchronous at home but attend it online. So that is over there. Another one is maybe they would like to have the recorded version. So they will see the recorded version at their own pace and time, and then answer the discussion forum questions that are based over there. And they can always place their questions or any inquiry they have over there, and the students and the staff will respond accordingly. So yes, that's how they can attend the classes. In other words, 3 students could each engage in the course in 3 different ways. And there's so much flexibility given there. At times, even students came to the class, they would just enjoy themselves around the cafeteria or other place, sit down, but join the class online from there. That was okay. It was okay, and it is still going on as long as they are taking part in the class discussions and other things, because we have to be aware that these are the digital natives. We have moved on to coming of the alpha generation, so they have got their own unique way of attending classes, of learning. They are able to do a number of things at the same time. They are a lot more attached to the internet and to using of digital tools. sometimes we see them 4 or 5 of the friends sitting together at one table, but they are not talking. What are they doing? They are just using Viber maybe, or messaging one another. This is how they communicate these days, right? So we are aware of all these. So this flexibility allows for a level of student engagement that isn't always possible in a hybrid or traditional classroom model. In a typical HyFlex class, instruction is offered in person and online at the same time. Students may opt to head to the classroom or the session, or they can join remotely, logging in from our home or dorm room. Adopting the HyFlex model, either way, they receive the same high-quality learning experience, only it is from different places. HyFlex courses also add an asynchronous component, allowing who can't attend either in person or virtually to view the recorded lecture. And the ultimate goal is to create a self-directed and self-determined learners. That is where our even strategic plan is also directed towards to create self-directed learners. Right? Too much of the pedagogic approach where we just talk from one end and the students just listen from the other end. Now we want them to take charge of their learning. So mostly later stages in year 3 of the degree program, in the postgrad program, this is what is happening now. In order for them to become self-directed and self-determined learners, we need to provide that type of environment to them. UniFiji experience, the HyFlex approach was very well adopted by the students and the staff as well, because it gave them the flexibility. It gave them the flexibility to attend the class or face-to-face or join online from home. Some maritime and remote students prefer the online version, while some opt for the recorded version. We have got students out in the remote islands, but because they have got the digital towers there, the internet facility is over there, so they are able to join with us too. This enables them to take charge of their own learning. And a study was undertaken with the staff and students to get their views about the HyFlex modality. The study was guided by the following research questions, right? We thought after about 2 years of using it, let us go about doing research to find out how things are going on using this particular modality. What were some of the challenges you faced? What is the future of HyFlex? And what are the students' perceptions of HyFlex modality? So this study was undertaken. Rich data was collected at some of postgraduate students were teachers too, right? So the postgraduate students, many of our postgraduate students are teachers, classroom teachers. They are school leaders, they are head teachers, they are principals, education officers. So we were able to get quite a rich data. And findings revealed that majority of the students opt for HyFlex modality as it provided them the choices. Right? They were able to access materials through their mobile phones. So all they needed is a mobile phone to attend their classes. Some of the issues raised by the students were student readiness for change. It's something, not only student readiness, staff readiness is also over there. Lack of access to internet and connectivity issues. Initially, there was a lot of problem about the lack of access and connectivity, but as days went by, things started improving, and people were able to get the access. Our data is quite cheap if you compare it with other overseas countries. Access to digital gadgets. Now smartphones are almost a thing of every household. They have got smartphones now. So that was not very difficult. Students' experience, on the whole, students appreciated the flexibility provided by the HyFlex. And we also found out that even the enrollment numbers increased because of the HyFlex modality. Because students came to know that they don't have to come to the university. Right? They could do online learning from home. The there was a time when we were full-time face-to-face, right? Residential classes sort of stuff was going on. But when this modality came in, we saw that the numbers also increased because students could attend the class at their own time and space. To get in the working students, classes were offered in the afternoons and in the evenings. Well, my classes, mostly the postgrad classes are offered in the evening from 6 to 8 p.m. And the whole family, one of the comments by one of the students was that the whole family would gather for the evening class. And even my children would be quiet when I unmuted myself for discussion purposes. So even the teachers were sharing with us that even the kids remind the parents, hey, this Wednesday afternoon you're having your class. And then they may say that not this Wednesday, next Wednesday we're having our class. So it's sort of a learning comes as a family affair. And the voice of the lecturers, the citing of the lecturers, delivering the lectures, the whole family sits down and views that. So that's something good, at least you are engaging the whole family in the learning experience. And they're able to learn at their own pace and time. Postgraduate students also stated that some of them are school heads and leaders. The role of the leaders, they said, that changed from educational administration to health management and being social welfare officers in the schools. And so that's what we heard from the postgraduate students who were school leaders or head teachers, principals, that they are not only there to teach the instructional leadership, they are there to really be like health managers during those times, right? You have to look for COVID related instance in the school and try to say where is the sick bay, what is the next action to do, what to do in case a student is found about the isolation and all these things. So they were monitoring all this stuff. It's quite challenging time that was. Other than being the instructional leaders, they became the digital leaders. That's something quite interesting. That's very true, right? They started using the emails for communications, Viber groups were created and messages. The important part was to see that the communication was going on, right? There was nobody who could say that I didn't know about something happening. The Ministry of Education was also informing them of the developments, and they used to relay that message to the staff members. We didn't know when would the next lockdown would be, or there is a curfew someplace, right? So the importance of communication is highlighted by the use of being digital leadership. The Fijian government has also been very supportive after the COVID-19, and they have really invested in ICT development in not only at secondary level, but at primary level too. They are really investing it. Although I'm giving you a UniFiji experience, I'm talking about our postgraduate students, because in leadership, most of our students, in education, most of the students are teachers, and they share these with us. So I thought of putting them over here so that to give us ideas about the school system too. Staff experience, the UniFiji staff experience, majority of the staff like the flexibility provided by the HyFlex Modality. They utilized Facebook to disseminate information to parents, guardians, and learners. They've made use of the Viber and the messenger groups to get the students on board. Communicating by emails. Emails has become very common now, and students are using, before they used to have their personal emails, but now we have got all student emails, and all information is placed over there. Accessing through the mobile phones, yes, that is easy for them. And so there were challenges too. Like the setting up of a workspace and workstation at home. Now everybody didn't have a workspace at home, so it was difficult juggling the family, the the home affairs and all that, together with your space from where you had to deliver your lectures. But a good thing has happened that after, as time went along, people were able to set up their own workspace at their homes, so that they were able to deliver their lectures quite well. And even I'm presenting today from home because the internet connectivity is quite good at home as compared sometimes at my workplace. Sometimes it just does not, it fluctuates. So I thought of just doing a presentation from home. However, some challenges we've highlighted, yes, setting up a workplace, lack of gadgets. You need to have proper gadgets too, right? Smart devices with you so that you can show the calculation and other aspect over there. You can add those things in your presentation to make your presentation more lively and interesting. Internet connectivity, yes, this was another issue, but people have a lot of improvements have been made in this area. Post-COVID-19 situation, yes, as things started moving on to a bit normalcy, UniFiji still is using HyFlex Modality, and all teething issues have been resolved, and it caters for maritime, remote, regional, as well as international students. And Top Hat is used in collaboration with Google Meet very effectively now, and all the staff are able to use it. And the assessment part aspect are very clearly stipulated over here, and those who are reporting officers and supervisors, they can join in the class virtually and sit down and be in the class and observe the class instead of going to the classrooms physically. So they have all access to this. So assessment, reporting, monitoring, all is done through Top Hat. Post-COVID-19 situation benefits, flexibility of learning, makes learning more interesting and meaningful, cost-effective. Recorded notes and lectures at your fingertips. Before, students didn't have all these access because they had to write the notes. If they didn't, that's it. It's learner-centered, reduces material cost. And a learner monitoring and grading system is there. And we have to know that we are working now with digital natives or multitaskers. They've got a low span of control to pay attention, right? So we have to see that which generation we are dealing with, millennials, generation Z, alpha generation born after 2010, and this is 2023. So people are becoming quite digital these days. So we have to be providing our classes, our lectures in a similar way so that they are able to find it interesting and using alternate assessment methods too, so that it is more interesting for them. Making e-learning a reality, yes, going on a bit to the Fiji context, we can make internet e-learning a reality. It does not mean that only tertiary institutions can have it. There are a number of secondary schools here in Nandi even. They have using e-learning, they are using Moodle, they are using some softwares, and even primary schools, right? So there is something good. It does not mean that the students will not come to school, but at least they can get some supplementary readings and supplementary notes and other things that can be posted, and they can use them for their learning at home, doing their assignments, their homework. So it's engaging everybody, not only at one level. Right? The tertiary institutions, they have got this facility, both FNU, USP, and UniFiji. They are quite okay with this. But it's quite happy to see that the amount of interest the government takes in these days now, and has stated that in a recent summit that more input will be made in this area. Right? So we need a learning platform. teacher readiness, parent support, internet access, and e-learning will be there even in the school system. As I said before, there was an education summit a few weeks back, and there is a new theme over there, thematic area 6. Thematic area 6 says digital learning and transformation, information technology, cyber safety. So what the Ministry of Education has done, they have got 7 themes in this summit that they discussed, and one of those themes was digital learning. So they are interested about thematic area 6 and digital learning, and they want it to be implemented, right? And they are encouraging schools to use that. In the summit, it was discussed that digital technology has the potential to transform the teaching and learning. That is quite interesting that you get the support from the stakeholders. It also provides an avenue for teachers to assess and provide feedback in real time, which can improve students' learning outcomes. Right? So that is about the giving of feedback. And while there are challenges in integrating digital technology in teaching and learning, such as the need for teacher training and access technology, the benefits of digital technology will be clear and have the potential to revolutionize the education in the 21st century. It's a revolution that is happening, and it will happen. They believe that ministry believes that they need to develop long and short-term plans for the future development of e-learning, and budgets needs to be prepared to fund the e-learning and conduct research so that for research and survey for new initiatives related to the general development of e-learning. A number of things happened during the summit. They were really interested in getting this online thing going. So there is something quite interesting in regards to online learning. And the information presented over there was quite interesting and informative. Now, for example, in Fiji primary schools, the divisions Eastern Dakandrove, Buamaduata, Nasori, Suva, Batava, Lutokayasawa, Nandrawa Navosa, and Ra. These are the primary schools, and these are the divisions. Now, if you look at this, there is no internet connection in 18 schools in Eastern Division, and slow and intermittent 4 schools, and a reliable connection 95 schools. So that's quite good. At least 95 schools in the Eastern Division in the islands have got quite a good reliable connection. Dakandrove in Vanuatu, Maduata in Vanuatu have also got quite good number of schools over there that have got internet. Nasori about 103 schools, Suva 69 schools, Batavo 61, Lautokayasa 84 schools. Only 3 has got no internet connection. Nandroganavosa 52 schools have it. So if you look at that, that means most of the schools have internet connection. And if you look at the secondary section, I say similar thing. Eastern Division, 12 schools have got reliable internet connection. Only 1 has no internet connection in the Eastern Division in the islands, and 1 has got slow. Dakandrove, 0 schools has got internet connection. 5 have got slow or intermittent. Reliable is 8. Maduata again 0, no internet connection, and slow 0. Maduata again in Vanuatu. Reliable connection is 24. Nosori 27 has got a reliable connection. Suva 36. Batavua 14. They've all got 0 over here for no internet and slow internet connection. Lotogayasawa 23 schools have got it. Nandroganavosa 13 and Ra 8. You look at this table at the bottom, That means in the primary school, 8% have got no schools. No internet connectivity. 8 schools. 8% have got no internet connectivity. 10.5% intermittent, and 81.5% have got reliable internet connectivity. So that's quite good out of 737 schools. Secondary, 2% no internet, 4.5% has got intermittent internet, and 93% have got internet. Quite interesting data. So it doesn't mean that there's no internet or internet connectivity is not there. We can't do online learning. I believe that is something good. A lot of changes have happened, and now people are having access to internet. I start with student readiness is vital. It's important. Both should be ready for this change that has come or has been expedited or accelerated just because of COVID-19. It doesn't mean there was no online learning. There was slightly over there, but then people saw the benefit of it, right? And now they want it in the schools. So staff readiness should be there. Student readiness should be there. Teaching online requires specialized skills, sets, and including understanding how to conduct classes in a virtual environment. And staff need to have the capacity to use ICT tools effectively. And learners should be supported with ICT technology, right? So they need to be knowing how to operate things, and internet connectivity should be available. Administration has to see the availability of digital tools, respective support structure in place, as almost all ICT tools need electricity to operate and require high quality internet connection. Parents, guardians need to take more proactive interest and supply students with the technological gadgets. It's important, right? Buying of a laptop, buying of a desktop, a smartphone, tablet, these type of things should be a priority. Institutions should invest in online teaching and platforms. Important, very, very important, right? Moodle, the basic mode may be free. But another one that has got more features in it, you may have to pay something. But that investment will pay off in the long run. Okay, so that's in regards to way forward. I also was able to do one study during this time, and my findings also the paper has been published, and the findings reveal that this digitalized revolution can synergize the education ambitions and interests of the students who have become digital addicts. COVID-19 has provided us with the opportunity to adopt online learning, as education systems need to be abreast with the rapid emergence of technologies, thus making online, blended, and remote learning a necessity. And ICT has become a potent force in transforming the education landscape the world over. There has obviously been a great influence of technology in the online lives of our young people. There is no doubt that COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated the digital transformation and metamorphosis of online digital learning environments globally. Going into denial on the pretext of lack of readiness will continue to widen the digital divide. This is what was happening in Fiji at one time. That we are not yet ready. But I'm happy that things have changed now. The mindset of people have changed now, and they really want to go in this way, so that they are in power with what the path the world is taking. And e-learning is here to stay, and we need to embrace it and move forward with it. Thank you for listening. I believe this is all I have.